Have you ever felt invisible at work? Like no matter how hard you try, no one notices your effort? Maybe you're the one who arrives early and leaves late, but others get the credit. Maybe you do the small tasks perfectly, but no one sees it as valuable. Or maybe you're starting at the bottom, wondering if anyone will ever give you a real chance. If you've felt this way, if you've wondered whether hard work truly pays off, then this story is for you. Because once there was a man who started as a servant carrying rice bags, and through nothing but humility and excellence in small things, he became the owner of the entire business. This is how it happened. Stay with me until the end. In ancient China, in a bustling merchant district where the smell of rice and spices filled the air, there stood the most successful rice trading business in the region. It was owned by Master Zheng, a wealthy merchant known for his sharp business sense and high standards. Master Zheng's warehouse was always full, his customers were loyal, his reputation was impeccable, but running such a business required many hands. Among those hands were dozens of workers, loaders, counters, cleaners, and helpers. And among those workers, almost completely invisible, was a young man named Cheng. Cheng was 23 years old. He had come from a poor village with nothing but the clothes on his back and a letter of recommendation from a distant relative. Master Zheng had hired him for the lowest position, a helper, someone who swept floors, carried bags, and did whatever small task needed doing. The other workers barely knew his name. Master Zheng had never spoken directly to him. But Cheng didn't complain. Every morning, before anyone else arrived, Cheng was already at the warehouse. He would sweep every corner until not a single grain of rice was left on the floor. He would organize the tools, check the scales for accuracy, and prepare everything for the day ahead. When the senior workers arrived, they would find their workspace already clean, their tools ready, their jobs easier, but they never asked who did it. Cheng's mother had told him before he left the village, "My son, when you have nothing, all you have is your character. Do every small thing as if it were the most important thing in the world. Someone is always watching, even when you think no one is." So Cheng worked in the shadows, perfecting tasks that no one else cared about. His roommate, another worker named Lin, would laugh at him. "Cheng, why do you work so hard? Master Zheng doesn't even know you exist. You're wasting your energy on invisible work. Do just enough to not get fired like the rest of us." But Cheng would smile and say, "The work is not invisible to me. I see it. That's enough." What Cheng didn't know was that someone else was watching too. Master Zheng was not just a successful merchant. He was a wise observer of human nature. He had built his business not just on selling rice, but on understanding people. For months he had noticed something unusual. Every morning when he arrived to his office on the second floor overlooking the warehouse, everything was already perfect. The floors were spotless, the inventory was organized, the tools were maintained. He asked his supervisors, "Who prepares the warehouse each morning?" They shrugged. "The workers, master. They all contribute." But Master Zheng knew this was a lie. Groups don't create excellence, individuals do. So, one morning, Master Zheng arrived before dawn. He hid in his office with the lights off and watched. At 5 a.m., when the street was still dark, a young man entered the warehouse. Master Zheng recognized him vaguely, one of the helpers, someone whose name he had never learned. The young man, Cheng, began to work. Master Zheng watched as Cheng swept each corner with care, even the areas hidden behind stacks of rice. He watched as Cheng tested each scale for accuracy, adjusting any that was slightly off. He watched as Cheng organized the paperwork that had been carelessly left on desks the night before. But what struck Master Zheng most was this. Cheng worked with the same dedication whether anyone was watching or not. There was no hurrying, no shortcuts, no resentment in his movements, just quiet, excellent work. Master Zheng decided to test this young man. Over the next 2 weeks, he created small problems to see how Cheng would respond. He left important documents in the wrong place. Cheng found them and put them where they belonged. He accidentally miscounted a customer's order. Cheng quietly recounted and corrected it. He instructed a supervisor to give Cheng an impossible task: reorganize the entire rice inventory in one day. The supervisor expected Chung to complain or fail. Instead, Chung worked through the night. When Master Chung arrived the next morning, the inventory was perfectly organized. Every bag was labeled, every variety was separated, every count was accurate. But Chung was asleep on the floor, exhausted, a half-eaten piece of bread beside him. Master Chung stood there looking at this young man who had given everything to complete a task that most would have deemed unfair. And in that moment, Master Chung saw something rare, a person who cared more about the quality of his work than the recognition he received. That day, everything changed. Master Chung called Chung to his office for the first time. Chung was terrified. He thought he had done something wrong. As he climbed the stairs to the second floor, his heart pounded. No helper had ever been called to the master's private office. Master Chung sat behind a large wooden desk surrounded by scrolls and account books. He gestured to a chair. "Sit." Chung sat, his hands trembling slightly. Master Chung poured 2 cups of tea, one for himself and one for Chung. This simple act shocked Chung. Masters did not serve tea to helpers. "Do you know why you're here?" Master Chung asked. Chung shook his head. "I've been watching you for 3 months." Chung's eyes widened. Master Chung stood and walked to the window overlooking the warehouse. He pointed down at the workers moving rice bags. "Do you see those men? They work hard, they earn their wages, but they work only when someone is watching. They do only what is required. They measure their effort by the size of their reward." He turned to Chung. "But you are different. You sweep corners that no one will ever inspect. You fix problems before they become visible. You work as if the business were your own, even though you own nothing." Master Chung returned to his desk and picked up a small bag of rice. He poured it onto the table, a perfect gleaming pile. "This business started with 1 bag of rice. Just 1. I could have stolen from my first customer. I could have mixed sand to increase the weight. I could have cut corners to make faster profit." He looked at the rice carefully. "But I didn't. I treated that first bag of rice as if it were the foundation of a palace. And do you know what happened? That customer told another. That customer told another. Trust built on trust. Excellence built on excellence. 1 perfect bag became 100. 100 became 1,000. 1,000 became this." He gestured to the warehouse below, to the business that now employed dozens and served hundreds. The foundation of any great building is invisible. It's buried in the ground. No one sees it. No one praises it. But without it, the building collapses. Master Chung leaned forward. "Chung, most people want to start at the top. They want the title before they've earned the trust. They want the reward before they've proven their character. But success doesn't work that way. Success is built grain by grain, like this rice. It's built in the invisible moments when no one is watching. It's built by people who care about the work itself, not just what they get from it. I am getting old, Chung. I have many workers, but most of them see only their wages, not the business. They would run this place into the ground within a year if I gave it to them." Master Jung's eyes locked onto Chung's. "But you sweep floors as if they were sacred. You count rice as if each grain mattered. You work in the dark as if the whole world were watching. I want to teach you this business, not as a worker, as my apprentice, and if you prove yourself, one day this will all be yours." Chung sat frozen, unable to speak. For the next 5 years, Chung learned everything. Master Chung taught him how to evaluate rice quality by touch and smell, how to negotiate with farmers and merchants, how to predict market changes by watching the weather and the harvests, how to treat workers fairly while maintaining standards. But more than business skills, Master Chung taught Chung something deeper, the philosophy of excellence. Always pay your workers on time, even if you must sell your own possessions, Master Chung would say. A man who delays wages delays karma. Never mix poor quality rice with good one to increase profit. Customers forget prices, but they never forget when you cheated them. Shy, when a worker makes a mistake, teach them. When they make the same mistake again, teach them again. When they make it a third time, they have taught you that they don't belong here. Chung absorbed everything, like dry earth absorbed rain. In the first year, Master Chung put him in charge of inventory.
In the second year, he managed customer relations. In the third year, he negotiated contracts with suppliers. In the fourth year, he ran the entire operation while Master Zheng traveled. One day, a wealthy customer offered Chung a bribe to give him priority during a rice shortage. The amount was enormous, more money than Chung had ever seen. Chung thought of his poor family back in the village. He thought of how this money could change their lives. But he also thought of Master Zheng's words, trust built on trust. He refused the bribe and served customers in the order they had placed their orders, without favoritism. When Master Zheng heard about this, he smiled. Now I know, he said. On Chung's 30th birthday, Master Zheng gathered all the workers and made an announcement. For 30 years I have built this business. It has been my life's work, and now it is time to pass it on. The workers murmured who would inherit such wealth. Master Zheng gestured to Chung. This young man came to me 6 years ago with